I had always been careful with my money. Every penny saved felt like a brick laid for my future home. I dreamed of a small house with a garden, a quiet place to call my own. My cousin, Sarah, was different. She had a way of living large, always needing just a little help to get by. I never questioned her. She was family. I thought we shared a bond of trust, stronger than any bank account. Sarah's calls often started with a crisis. A car repair, an urgent bill, a sudden need. I always sent what I could, believing I was helping her through tough times. Yet I would see her social media posts later, showing new clothes or fancy dinners. A small part of me wondered, but I pushed the thought away. Family helps family, I told myself. It was hard to reconcile her pleas for help with the glimpses of her extravagant life. I felt a quiet unease. Was I being too naive? Was I enabling her? Still, the idea of not helping family felt wrong. I valued loyalty above all else. So I kept sending money, telling myself it was just temporary, that she would get back on her feet. Then came the day I found it. The perfect little house, exactly what I had saved for all these years. I could almost see myself planting roses in the garden. I put in an offer, my heart buzzing with excitement. This was it. My dream was finally coming true. I felt a surge of pride in all my hard work. The bank called a few days later. My mortgage application was rejected. The words hit me like a physical blow. My credit score was ruined, they said, catastrophically bad. I couldn't understand. I had always paid everything on time. My mind raced, trying to make sense of the impossible. My dream house felt suddenly out of reach. I pulled my credit report, my hands shaking, page after page of unfamiliar accounts. Credit cards, personal loans, all in my name, and the balances, a mountain of debt I had never created. My head swam. Who could have done this? The sheer volume of it was overwhelming. I felt a cold dread creeping into my bones. As I looked closer, the dates jumped out at me. This wasn't recent. The first fraudulent account had been opened years ago. It had been a slow, quiet poisoning of my financial life. Someone had been systematically chipping away at my future, right under my nose. The realization made my stomach clench. This felt too personal to be a random attack. Sarah called, almost as if she sensed my distress. "Oh, Clara, that's awful," she said, her voice full of concern. She offered to help me look into it, suggesting it might be an online scam. Her words were comforting, but a tiny, dark flicker of suspicion ignited within me. Why did she call just now? Why did she seem so eager to point me away from a specific culprit? I spent days on the phone trying to dispute the charges. Creditors were polite but skeptical. "Are you sure you didn't open these accounts, ma'am?" they asked. Each call was a fresh wave of frustration and shame. I felt like I was screaming into a void. The idea that someone I knew might be behind this grew stronger, a chilling thought I tried to push away. Then I found it, tucked away in an old box of mail at my parents' house, a credit card statement addressed to me, but with Sarah's old apartment address. And on it, a charge for a very specific, expensive boutique Sarah had always loved. My blood ran cold. It wasn't random. It was her. The cousin I had trusted, the one I had helped. My dream home, my future, all destroyed by her greed. A wave of ice-cold resolve washed over me. I would uncover every single lie. I spent weeks, maybe months, digging. Every bank statement, every email, every receipt, I found patterns. Her expensive trips, designer bags, all paid for with cards in my name. It was like piecing together a dark puzzle. Each piece confirmed the horrible truth. My heart ached, but my resolve grew stronger. I had to see this through. The truth felt like a physical weight. Sarah, my own cousin, someone I loved, had done this. The betrayal was a deep wound, one I knew would take a long time to heal. I cried often, not just for the money, but for the loss of trust, the loss of family. It was hard to breathe sometimes, knowing her smiling face hid such a cruel heart. My parents pleaded with me. "Don't air our dirty laundry, Clara," my aunt begged. But keeping it quiet meant letting her win, letting her continue. I couldn't. I called a lawyer, my voice shaking. This was not just about money, it was about justice, about reclaiming my life. It was the hardest decision, but I knew it was right. Sarah's calls started again, but they were different now. She tried to twist my words, saying I was making it up, that I was crazy. She even threatened to expose old family secrets if I didn't drop it. Her voice was cold, manipulative. It made my skin crawl, but I wouldn't back down. Her threats only fueled my fire. Reporting identity theft was a maze. Police officers looked tired, their desks piled high with similar cases. They told me it would be a long shot. I felt a pang of despair, but then I remembered my ruined dreams. I became my own detective, compiling every detail, every date, every piece of evidence, refusing to let them dismiss me. The day the papers were served was agonizing. We were at a family gathering, a place where we once shared joy. Sarah's face went white when she saw the official documents. The silence in the room was deafening. My aunt gasped. Other cousins looked at Sarah with dawning horror. The truth was out, ugly and undeniable. The whispers started immediately. Family members who had admired Sarah's success now saw her for what she was. Her lavish life crumbled. Friends pulled away. She lost her job, her apartment. It was a stark, public unraveling. I felt no joy in her downfall, only a quiet, sad vindication. This was the consequence of her choices. The legal battle was just the beginning. I spent years fighting with banks, collection agencies, and credit bureaus. Each phone call, each letter was a reminder of what Sarah had done. Slowly, painstakingly, I erased her lies. My credit score began to climb, a tiny step at a time. It was a long, lonely road, but I walked it with determination. Finally, the day came. The judge's words were clear. Sarah was found guilty. She faced serious consequences, a reflection of the harm she had caused. I sat there, numb, listening. It wasn't the revenge I once craved, it was simply justice. A chapter closed, but the scars remained, a permanent mark on my family and my heart. Years have passed since then. My credit is clean, my finances stable. I haven't bought that dream house yet, but I'm saving again with new clarity. The trust in my heart is harder to rebuild. I am stronger now, wiser. The pain of betrayal taught me resilience. I found peace, not in revenge, but in reclaiming my life, piece by painful piece. I am free, finally.